You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Fashion Star After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Fashion Star After Show.
Come on now.
You are awesome.
Get it up. Get it. I've had my coffee. I'm like, I'm like a little wired. Welcome.
And there's also a lot of excitement in the house tonight.
We got a lot of excitement. We got,
2 weeks in a row excitement.
I can barely get the words out. I'm so
I get it.
excited.
Okay, let me talk. I get it. Talk.
Welcome everybody to the AfterBuzz Studios here in sunny Los Angeles, California. We're so happy to have you here. Before we get started, a couple things. Just a shout out to our media partners, Akamai Technology and Bing. Bing is for doing. And speaking about doing, we about to do it right. I am your host. I am your host and menswear designer, Christopher Jozeph. You can follow me at Vocari Fashion. And going around the table for this episode 9 of NBC's hit series Fashion Star, we have the lovely and talented Diona.
Hello, I'm Diona Vaughan, your
doing, girl?
former fashion and accessories buyer and guru.
Oh, once it's in your blood.
Television host. I know it's in my blood. It's always going to be there. But yeah, so you can tweet me at GoToGirlTV. Tweet. Or you can email me at www.gotogirltv. That's
You
the number
are the
2.com. I'm the go-to girl.
Yes, you are. And beside you, the girl that loves to shop. What's up, Stephanie?
I know, I get that title all the time.
What is that?
I know, every week. So yeah, Stephanie, love to shop, and you can find me at Stephanie Wenger, keeping it simple.
That's simple. And to my left, another lovely and talented lady.
Thank you very much. I'm
Yes,
Canden
Canden
Bliss.
Bliss.
Good to be with you guys. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Canden Bliss or at candenbliss.net.
And now we have
Drum
a
roll,
special.
please.
We have a special surprise for everybody. Sitting on the couch, none other than Miss Orly Shani herself from Fashion Star. My God! Now,
Orly, you are our fashion star.
you are a Fashion Star.
What?
You are not the weakest link. Wow,
my
I just did a
God.
throwback.
That was
didn't
a
I?
throwback.
I
What
just
was
did
that?
a
I
throwback.
can't believe that show existed.
Orly, you know you
Oh,
needed
you
to bring
know.
some samples in here, girl, right?
I know, I tweeted her on the way here.
From last week.
I was like, bring that neon jacket, girl. I
The
need it.
convertible skirts.
I know. I'm running tomorrow. We have like a lunch date to go tomorrow to H&M to go get it.
Hello. I need to get
I'm
some
on
of
that
off
lunch
you.
date.
Yes. Beverly Center, 12:30.
And sitting to your left, we have another lovely lady in the house, and I am super psyched to present Miss Pamela Williams, Men's Fashion Week LA girlfriend representing.
Go Pam!
Loving it.
Another brown girl in the house.
You know, and Ismiro, the whole, you know, it's brotherly love in here, girl.
Love.
We are so happy to have you both here.
Thanks for having
for
us.
obvious reasons. This has been killer. Orly, you've been calling us the last couple weeks. Having you here
Yeah.
physically now is just like
Dream come true.
I'm so
Props.
glad. I'm really glad that it
Props
worked
to
out
you.
and being here.
Yeah.
It's great.
good stuff.
So much fun.
Well, here we are. It's episode 9.
I know. Getting down
It's
to the wire.
buyer's choice. Girlfriend. Now
Yeah.
this one was interesting. I mean, now we actually had a chance to see all 3 buyers get together personally, one-on-one, with all of the contestants that are left in the show, and basically give their critiques and what have you done thus far, where are you now, and where would you like to go? In other words, who haven't you sold to?
Yeah.
And kind of fixate and gear in on what you're going to do with that design in order to buy into whomever
Yeah,
it was.
I mean, it was great. It was on a Saturday, and it was originally going to be our only day off in
Right.
in the whole thing. And
we realized we were going to come in and we didn't really know what for. And then all the buyers walked in and we were like, everyone just looked at each other because they're like, just come in. And we had no idea for what. And we're all like sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? And then like all three of them walk in and everyone's just like, hi guys. Like, and it was actually the first real one-on-one that we had with them. Like, because prior to that, it was just the stage. There was no like sit down. And so we sat with them and we went through everything with them. And they brought our racks like of everything we had made into each like interview, and then we would meet with each of them. It was really, really helpful. It was something I wished had happened sooner, and I think we were really lucky, those of us that made it to that point, to have gotten it, because it was you're just hearing it from such a different perspective, and it's not what you've made, it's like what they're it's like they went through the clothes and they gave you like, this didn't work for us, this worked. When you're in this area, you're really strong. When you're here, you know, that's like.
Right. I loved the quote that you said in the show. I mean, tonight on the episode, you said, "No, this doesn't happen." I mean, I can't believe this is happening because it just doesn't happen. Nobody gets to have this.
Right. They always say like, "This is great. Come to us next season." Right. And then it's like the door closes and you're like, "Okay, thanks for your time."
How much of their feedback did you guys really take to heart? Because I know that there's a part of you that has to maintain who you are as a designer. At the same time, it's really important to have that feedback because ultimately you're selling to these stores.
Oh yeah, I think that, to be honest, I think I took the buyer's feedback always, and more than the mentors, because for me the mentors, I felt like they were always in a different, each of them had something, they all had a different opinion, and they all, one loved it, one hated it, and so to me it only confused me. Like towards the end of the show I started asking if I could skip some of my mentor things, because like if I had just because if I had an idea and I felt strong, I was like, I'm good this week. Can I just not? Like, can I just not this week?
Was that an option for you to skip it? No. Okay, you guys had to do it.
And I appreciated what they had to, I appreciate what they had to say, but a lot of the times it just confused you. Like, I felt like you know that game where you close your eyes and they spin you and then they take off the helmet and they're like, walk. Like, that's what I felt like.
We're going to do that with you later.
Let's just see what happens. We would do these things and like, I would meet with John, I'd be like, got it, great, okay, perfect. And I would move forward, and then like Nicole would walk over, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, because that's sort of the opposite." Okay, thanks. And then Jessica would walk over, and I'd be like, "Oh, so," and then I would cry, like, and then I would cry.
They're also very different. Well, they've got different perspectives in the marketplace as designers. They've got a different customer base.
Totally. And so I think for me, the buyers were a little bit more objective. Like it was just about their customer and what they felt like they needed from you, and so it was easier critique because it was almost more broad.
And that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, and so for me that day with them was like heaven. It really was.
Well, speaking of needing, we're gonna have another guest flow through here because we need him so much. A former guest will be dropping by. Let's not give any. Let's not hint. We'll just say former guest. He'll be here soon.
A very sexy former guest.
Hey, Chris. Speaking of another former guest, we actually do have him.
We do.
Oh, we do.
Is he here? Is he actually in the AFTERBUZZ studio? Ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a treat. We're in for a treat.
Oh my God!
Daniel.
We just couldn't bat him away with a fly swatter. We just couldn't keep him away.
We don't want to.
We couldn't get enough of you last week.
Musto bringing the gusto.
And my Orly.
Yes. Oh God. It's so great.
Musto bringing the gusto.
Musto bringing the gusto.
Right. Am I here? Am I here?
There you go. I think
there you are. You're in frame now. You're in frame. There we go.
You guys are good.
Get close, y'all.
Come on, get on your good side.
Give your best blue steel right now. Blue steel.
So how's everybody?
Awesome.
Fantastic.
How are you?
How are you?
We're graced by your presence one more week.
To admit though.
What?
I have not watched tonight's episode yet.
Well, you know what, Daniel? We're gonna give you a pass.
There's
since
Orly
you lived
showing you
through
much
it.
love.
I will in an hour when I go home.
In an hour.
I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing considering the fact that you, had something to do with the show.
Yeah.
You know.
I suppose you know what happened, so it's fine.
I knew.
Yeah, we tried squeezing him last week, and he was just like stone cold killer.
My nieces do that.
He was like,
they're like, I won't say anything. I'm only 6. I'm like, you. I'm on to you. Down the whole 3rd grade, and I know it. Yeah, so funny.
I've learned my game face though show. It's maybe the best acting class when you have a secret you really can't tell contractually.
Right.
Contractually, like they will steal your life and money and home and family if you give it away.
Yeah. Getting sued for a couple $1 million, that's a good motivator. Yes.
Yeah.
That might, put a little pep in the step.
Yeah. You learn the game phase.
So we're talking, Daniel, we're talking about the mentors and the buyers and their interaction with the contestants and stuff. Did you have any interaction with the buyers or the mentors?
Oh yeah, I mean, Nicole Christie for H&M has a soft place in my heart. But they're also, they all have such, even behind the scenes, they have such an opinion about everything. So it's not just on the stage. A lot of people are like, they're staged and all this. I'm like, no, they're not. Because they were in my office looking at the designs as they would come, straight out of the design studio into my office and then to the stage. So there were opinions flowing, and they had all these ideas about what should have happened and what didn't happen.
So did they get to preview the looks before they saw them on stage?
They would see things, because
commentary?
it's a very open thing. It's not a big surprise, because of course they need it, just as buyers do. Sometimes they'll see an image on an email before they see it in person, and they meet with the designer. So they need to sort of form an opinion and then touch and feel when
some time to digest it,
And
because it's so fast when it's on stage.
And the show also, like, they started adjusting things according to what was necessary as we went along. So I think by like week 7 or 8, instead of just putting the clothes on a hanger, we started putting them on dress forms so that they were seeing body, they were seeing movement, like everything. And then they started letting us write notes to the buyers to say, like, this is why I designed this. This was my inspiration. So like the show really evolved, even for the producers of the show, as they started seeing it, and they're like, this is different than what we thought it was going to be. This needs this, or this needs this. And they really started adjusting. Like, week 1 is so different from, like, week
we've actually made that judgment a few times. We're like, wait, that's a completely different show than it was last week. And it's better every time. I think the first few weeks we were kind of like,
what's going on?
What in the world are we doing up here?
We always said it from the get-go. We loved the concept.
Absolutely.
It was just starting off. I mean, it's a new show. And
That's why
like
next
anything,
season's
it's like clothing. You need to break it in.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to be different as a season 2 contestant then? Do you think it's just going to be...
I think it's going to be way more competitive. First of all, I think it's going to be way more competitive because now people know.
Yeah.
I think there's a fear for, especially if you're a designer with an established name, like not established, but you're making money and you're doing well, you're in stores. I think it's scary to be like, I'm going to go on some show and like, what if it's a joke? So I think there's a lot of designers that probably didn't audition. There's a million designers that had no clue it was even auditioning. And so next season, I think will be far more competitive.
You guys were the pioneers. I mean, you broke the show.
Yeah. So
and now it'll be interesting to see how that's followed up.
Yeah.
And they all got along so well too. It was almost eerie how
creepy.
Right everyone got along. Like of course on the show you'll see a little bit of the rough edges there were, but I feel
tonight I
like
texted Luciana.
We were just saying, like, there's not a lot of drama here.
That's why when something comes out and you're the one to say it, I was vibrating. I was so nervous after like what I had said, and I instantly couldn't even text her, and I just texted her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't. That was partially edited in not a way. I didn't say that about you. I had said about the job, and she's like, don't even, just shut up. Don't worry. We were stressed. Don't worry. She's like, I love you. It's fine.
It's like when you're in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Then again, to your point, the editing and whatnot.
But we don't get to see that as much in this show. You know, Stephanie and I hosted Project Runway here, and Diona was talking about it, and you were talking about it as well. That we don't get to know you guys as much as we do on Project Runway. We don't see the drama. We don't see all the cattiness or the love, and it's just kind of blah for a while. I mean, now that we've gotten down to just a handful of you, now we do kind of know you, and you get a little more airtime. But at first, it was like, wait, who's that?
Yeah,
wait, excuse me, what?
Season 3, you guys.
That's why we were saying 14 contestants. It seemed like
I think that'll be a
to
change
get
next
through.
year. I'm sure there'll be like 10. Or I think there'll be a lot of changes. I think a lot of the stage shows maybe will be pulled back.
Lesser contestant, a little bit more.
Because I think the thing that's really strong about the show is the instant gratification, being able to purchase right away. That's the thing that really stands out. Absolutely. So I think that the show, I feel like there's no way that show can't get made again. And if they need to pull back some on the other details, then fine, because that format is just, it's too good.
Well, the format has never been done before. So the instant gratification, somebody can go out the next day, buy something that's on trend. It's fantastic.
Wow.
It's like
sorry.
Power serve. Excuse you.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's like a trifecta with the designers,
it's fantastic.
The buyers, and then the mentors. So it's kind of great.
Yeah, what's some of your feedback on this, Pamela? I mean, you've created such a cool organization. Much love, Men's Fashion Week LA. This is a first. This is a big deal what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you.
So wait, you created Men's Fashion Week?
Yeah.
Walk us through that.
Men's Fashion Week.
Yeah, how do you start
That's fantastic.
We need Zamiro here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, first group.
We got the white Zamiro over here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
I thought I was the white
The
Zamira.
vanilla version. The vanilla version.
Hey, don't hate the play, man. Hate the game.
Now that is a throwback.
There you go.
Well,
I'm full of them tonight.
You know, there's Fashion Week for women all over the world, in like every major city ever. So, but for men, they started to do new ones maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
In LA?
No, like all over the world. Like there's one in Paris, there's one in London, there's one in Milan, and then now there's one in Singapore. But New York has yet to do it. And so the CFDA and Mercedes-Benz have been like pushing back since 2010, saying there's not a demand for it. But now with all the retail sales for apparel men's wear segment, it's been increasing. It's like, it makes sense to do it. So if the CFDA and Mercedes-Benz doesn't want to do it in New York,
then you're going to do it here.
Guess what?
Well, because a lot of the men's shows, they would just get funneled through, you know, with the women's shows.
And get jammed in. And the men didn't like that. Like men's designers didn't
We get
like
lost.
it. You get lost.
We do.
And on top of that, you guys aren't trying to sell at the same time or show at the same time as women. So the men's
Your
shows
market
are actually
weeks are different,
Exactly, January and June versus it being
And you know, interestingly enough, and you were talking about the demand for it, I was just reading this article yesterday saying that men are out shopping women by 30% online.
Yep.
So this is a big deal.
Because they don't like trying
That's a
stuff on.
huge deal.
Yeah, they don't like taking their girlfriends with them and be like, I hate that. Try on this cute sweater.
And they don't need to because the fit for them is much different than it is for us.
Right, exactly. It's a lot more standard.
Men shop differently, and we look at fashion a whole lot different, but we still care about it. I mean, damn it, we're people too.
Well, who is it? It was Simon Cowell. He was quoted as saying he shops like once a year. He spends like, you know, a ridiculous amount of money, but he orders like 50 cashmere sweaters, 50 you know, pairs of pants. So that's how men tend to shop.
But he wears like 3 things. Let's
well, but a lot of men are like
incredibly tight V-necks that show his man.
A lot of
boobs.
men
Spectacular.
We're like, well, on that note, I'll see you guys later.
Hope you have room in your car for me, because apparently we got to get out of here.
And our man boobs.
Yes.
And your man boobs.
Well, that's really cool. Now, looking at Fashion Star, what's been your take on the whole concept? And that, because we're loving the concept of the instant gratification, like you, Orly, me. I look at that and I go, my God, what you were just the opportunity that you had to showcase like that—it's absolutely incredible.
But I mean, menswear got a little swept under the rug.
Menswear got that's where I'm going with this.
Okay, I figured that's where you was going. I'm making sure.
Thanks for course correcting here. Sorry, I was looking at Orly. I forgot my name.
I know, she's so cute.
Well, it did get. I think it did get swept under the rug a little bit, but I will admit also I haven't seen the show the entire season, so I just saw the last 2 ones.
Don't
but
worry.
I think that Zamir is gonna win.
You do? Well,
Look at that. She's throwing it. She's throwing down.
The stone face falls in now. This is when I do the stone face. No reaction to anything.
Well, that's a perfect segue because Nazmira was the first person up.
Group 1.
So I would love to get your opinion on the safari jacket and his pants. What do you think?
I think the jackets, someone said, one of the judges said that he could have did more, like with the collar.
Right,
like
contrast
color.
His signature with his
something.
exactly.
It was
right.
It wasn't special.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the pants were just, how many ways can you do a man's pant?
Well,
exactly.
And that's the thing. And it was like the judges say, it wasn't to take, or not the judges, but the buyers, it wasn't anything to take away from Nazmiro. It was just to say, well, you showed us that you're capable of doing a collection for all 3 of us.
Right.
And that's props to him.
That was the best feedback he could have gotten, considering he didn't get a buy.
Exactly.
They all got, some of them, a handful of them got that kind of feedback. Like, we didn't buy it, but I'm glad you can do it.
Right.
Yeah. I also feel that for Zamiro's sake, it is a little confusing because, like, some of the weeks that he hasn't been bought, it's only been because they didn't like the details.
Right.
They're like,
That's
we
true.
love the suit, but we just didn't love the pocket detail.
Right.
He was actually told that they didn't buy the suit because they didn't like the thread color choice.
Oh,
like, so it's like, at a certain point, you're like, well, geez. I mean, I'm either going to kill myself to make something great and then put one detail that makes you not want it, or I'm going to make something like, I do understand at a certain point just your head spinning and being like, okay, well,
less is more, more is less.
Plus, this particular week for him, there was a mistake made with the cutters, and they cut his fabric, half of his fabric for his jackets on the right side and half on the wrong side. So when they sewed them together, his jackets, his like pockets were all looked accented, and they weren't supposed to. So they were like, there was also
that
like,
does explain a lot.
Yeah, they were
really
also. So they were like, they had to stay late while he was already home. So we had no idea. And he didn't see his jackets until they went on the runway.
And see, that's something we wouldn't have known unless you just told us, because that wasn't called out.
No. Yeah, you have no idea. Yeah, they stayed there until like the sewers stayed there until like 2 in the morning or whatever to finish them.
But I feel like you said it's that confusing moment where it's like, okay, last week you feel like an over design, and then this week you're like, it's not. You should have did something to the collar. It's
yeah,
like,
or like Taryn saying like, I liked this color patch but not this color patch. Like at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, there's no way to know that.
Fabric in that jacket too, though. Just as a constructive criticism, I thought there was a little more fabric in there than I would have liked to see as a guy buying it.
Right.
Love the concept, but it seemed like there was a lot.
Well, since you guys like buying online,
and buying jackets, you know, AfterBuzz TV has this amazing affiliate program with Amazon.com. Now, what you can do if you're going to ordinarily go and buy a jacket or perfume or a handbag, you go to AfterBuzzTV.com, you click on the Amazon banner, and you make all your purchases there. And as a result, AfterBuzzTV.com, we get a little kickback from that. And we're able to, we're able to bring you lots of great shows and, you know, keeps the lights on, the TV's on. You know,
and you get to get your mama a sweet present for Mother's Day.
It's Mother's Day. So all you guys have to
call your mama.
Call you. I'm sure there's a lot of last minute Mother's Day shopping. So if you plan on doing it on Amazon.com, all we ask is you click on the Amazon banner on AfterBuzz TV.
Thanks for the reminder. I have got to get my mama something.
I already did it. It's been ordered.
Did you?
It's being made.
Oh God!
I can't tell you because mommy's probably watching.
FTD.
If your mommy calls in, that will make me so happy because my mom called in my first show.
It's 2:30 in the morning in New Jersey, but she'll watch tomorrow.
So cute.
She's sleeping, dreaming about it.
All right.
Well, so moving on from Nizmira, now you're saying
Zamira.
You say Nizmira.
I say it too. So
it's almost
Zamira.
So
it rolls
just
a
lose
little.
the ends?
I know.
Zamira.
Yeah, if you ask him, if you say how do you pronounce it, he goes, Zamira. Because that's what the N is for a little. I'm like, all right, guy. Relax.
Dude, I knew there was some
guy.
swab about him.
Freaking guy.
All right.
Well, talking about less is more, we move into Kara, and she's been great and consistent with buying into or selling into Saks. She's become a bit of a favorite of ours as well. Started off, felt a little slow, and then talk about someone who's really grown, and her colors have come out, and she's just turned into a little sweetheart and a favorite of ours. Selling into Saks. This time she's challenged by Caprice and Nikki from Macy's and H&M.
You know what I loved about Kara this episode? She had a specific goal. She said, you know what? I'm going to design a dress that's going to appeal to H&M, and then I'm going to do this trench coat that's going to appeal to Macy's and Saks. And look what happened. She did it. She did it.
I felt like her direction.
She really stuck to her guns.
Her vision was there, and she
fantastic.
Executed it perfectly.
It. Yeah.
Right? I love the two-tone trench coat.
Me
I thought
too.
that was pretty
super
good.
classy.
I liked it.
At this point,
really
she sold to all 3 stores. So she's
the big exclamation mark.
She's a contender.
She's a contender.
So which one is your favorite? Like, would you go to H&M and buy one of the dresses, or would you go to?
Well, considering I like to do things on a budget, it's gonna have to be H&M for that dress. You know,
I loved the dress. I would have bought it anywhere. Not that I could necessarily afford Saks, but would love to have it regardless.
Well, I think you can now.
Yeah, H&M is great.
H&M. I mean, that's the thing about H&M.
So you guys go online, buy it right now. Go.
And Macy's always has a coupon. You know, 15% off, $5.
How does Macy's always have a coupon?
I can explain that more to you later. It's all.
Every week she has a coupon.
It's all built into what's called a promotional calendar, and everything is planned, and it's also the way the buyers buy the merchandise. So it's called like they low own it, so they buy it at one price, knowing that like day in and day out they're going to promote it and coupons. So that way it's like already built into the buy.
AFTERBUZZ TV exclusive.
Yeah, here we go.
That's taking me back.
AFTERBUZZ TV exclusive.
There you go, just for you,
Love
sweetie.
the sound effect.
That's essentially in a nutshell how it works. You know, it's already like built in, so they know like day in and day out. Like, so you know when you go into Macy's or whatever, it's like everyday value, $19.98 or 30% off. It's usually always promoted like that because they've bought it that way. So it doesn't cost any extra.
They're tricking it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
I like
tricky.
it.
Yeah.
I like it. Speaking of like, iTunes, ladies and gentlemen who are watching, for you viewers and new viewers, go on to iTunes. You can go on and rate and comment about us. You can tell a friend, and it only takes a few minutes.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. And believe me, we do read your comments. We love you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're an old viewer or a new viewer, check us out, iTunes. Going into group 2.
Ooh,
Guess who
group
we got?
We got
What?
What?
Wait, who?
Orly. We got Orly.
Uh-oh. I didn't know we were at the
is
Poly
having
D
you
Project
here?
dance party.
I was like, did we just have a flashback to like Jersey Shore?
Yeah, we had a dance.
I'm not proud.
I thought that was last week.
I did see your exit video.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't seen it.
I just want to go back, get on a boat, get drunk. I just, I'm just saying,
that sounds
scream and be
about right.
Oh my gosh, we
obnoxious.
should play that.
I loved it. I loved it.
If somebody can find Orly's exit video, please play it on the screen.
Booth, that's a challenge.
That's a challenge.
Go on to fashionstar.com and pull Orly's exit video, please.
Well, I think since we have the designer here herself, tell us about what you did.
Your experience.
So when I met with my biggest goal was to get Caprice, was to get something for Macy's, because I hadn't, I'd gotten bids. I'd had 2 bids, but she kept getting outbid by Saks, and I hadn't, really sold anything there yet. So my biggest thing was her, and she had told me about the pants that I did like week 4, the ones that folded down. She was like, I would have bought them had they just not folded down, had they just been like a wide leg trouser. She's like, I was gonna buy them, and I didn't know they folded down. She's like, I planned on buying them until I saw them on the runway, and I saw that. So she's like, I'd really love to see a simple, really great structured pant, a structured jacket maybe. She actually challenged me to do something convertible. I ended up not doing. I actually had originally on the back of that jacket, so there's that triangle panel. I'd originally bought these really cool like leather hooks. So it's like sewn with leather, and then it's got these hooks so that you could clasp them and it would cinch in the lace panel and just make it more fitted.
I like where you're going.
As I was doing it, I just felt like it was gonna clutter it. Like it was just like
too much.
It was
less is more.
Yeah. It was actually a suggestion of like my pattern maker and like the guy that helps run Franco, the guy that helps like run our factory. He's like, you're messing with it. Like as he like walked away, because I was like holding him, and I'm like, am I? And then I like sat back and looked at it, and I was like, it kind of is just great the way it is. So I ended up making it that way. And those 2 pieces were actually one of my favorite pieces I had done on the entire show, because there's something like that I would have like I've been looking for. Like I was like, I have a pair of like old Frankie B pants from like high school that are like my low-waisted pants that I saw. Like it's time for like a good, sexy, low-waisted.
I don't have a nice suit pant like that.
Yeah.
I'm like dying for one. They never fit right. They make my butt look stupid, and they're not long enough. So I was happy to see them.
That's how I was.
And the neon was like killer on trend. Like
Girlfriend.
one of the things I mentioned when I was watching, like none of the designers have really latched on to the trendy things as much. Like
you know what's
That
so
was
hard
so
though?
on trend.
In our defense, I remember watching an episode of AfterBuzz, a couple of maybe like one of the first 2 weeks.
we said something bad.
No, Virginia was talking about how like there are trend forecasting books and like 18, and I'm like, those are not like readily accessible. Like I remember getting really frustrated watching it and being like, you had them because you're in fashion school. Like they were not like lying around. Like I can't afford them. Doniger Group makes them. They're like investments. They're not just like you don't buy them at Barnes and Noble.
It's $100 or so for some of these, and
way more.
Oh, it's
way
more.
more.
$50,000.
I mean,
like,
that's
it's
why
like
companies buy into it.
It's companies. It's not like individuals don't like. I mean, it is an expense. It's not a couple $100, and so we didn't have them. So we didn't know neon was going to be big. We didn't. I mean, all you could do was go on like style.com and look at the spring trends for the shows that already happened. So we had no idea. So like when Nicole said it, I'm sure Winter Kate and her company has that, and so she's like neon's going to be big, and I was able to incorporate it. But I mean,
that's cool.
When you
Other
guys
than that, we
shot
had no
this pretty far in advance.
9 months ago, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, all the trends that we're talking about now, they were out there.
Exactly. So it was at that point we didn't know. I mean, and I started getting more comfortable with color towards the.
Well, this is even more props for you then, because like I say,
you got it right.
neon,
I'm glad,
that neon piece was just. Seriously,
I'm gonna go buy it tomorrow.
Kick
So fantastic.
Or when I get home.
Sign.
Yeah.
No, it was like career defining.
Yeah.
Oh.
So good.
Yay!
So
Perfect
good.
way of explaining.
We really took it up a notch. I mean, we love your twofers and we love your style. I mean, you have a signature. This was just, sweetie, it was incredible.
I was really glad. I was really excited with it. I was really glad. And I remember we were styling it, and we like, I don't know if you remember the like necklace. We were on Christine, the model, that wore no top underneath it. We were like taping it and making sure that she didn't hang. And he found this really cool, like, it was almost like a tassel off like a couch that has those tassels.
Right.
So it was like really long, and it hung like right at her belly button.
I do remember.
And it was just like the styling. You got like a really thin little black belt. Like I just remember as we put it together, I just like looked at it and was like, oh, I really.
I'm
Like
glad
I was
you had a
really.
chance to look at things, because I was like, okay, I'll do the next
God.
one.
Well, plus he was
Next. Moving on.
Plus you had me, and you had Luciana, you had all, and you had all the models. You had 6 models in there or whatever.
Do you
8
want,
models.
here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Who inspires you, or what inspires you? Are you your own muse? Like who,
I think
Do you
partially.
wear your own clothes?
Yeah, I think partially I am my own muse. I also get, and bizarrely, I get really inspired by like clothing. Like it's an accident usually. Like I'll see something and it's like the way that your shirt looks in that particular like angle, and I'll be like, oh wait, no, that's not like that. And then it gives me an idea to make it like that. Or I try something on and I'm like, I'll realize like I just would wear it if it was, and then I get my scissors and I like slice it up or whatever. So it's usually clothing that inspires me more than anything. I'm not like someone that like a beautiful sunset really sets me over the edge.
Music or travel,
No,
nothing like that.
I'm not like that. I'm inspired by like clothing that I think needs to be made better.
Who's your favorite designer?
I think I can't say I have one. I have favorite brands who I admire the brands that they've built. But my style is so eclectic that I can't really like look to one person. I look at like Diona Vaughan Furstenberg as being someone who came out with a very strong signature style and evolved and grew, and like as her market got younger, she evolved, and like even her involvement with like the Hills, like she's rolled with it. Like I look at her as a designer, as a woman, as the owner of a brand, as a businesswoman. I can't say I look at a designer creatively because I usually only like 1 or 2 pieces because I'm like ADD with fashion.
Well, talking about beautiful sunsets, our booth has managed to find your exit interview.
Shut it.
Shut it down.
Oh my God.
Bananas.
Is it too long? How long is it?
It's only a couple minutes, so we can cue that up, and I guess it'll be your first time seeing how it was cut too, right?
Oh my God, that's so crazy. Let's watch. Holy mother.
To the big screen.
Oh, or not.
Look at those mentors. Aren't they beautiful?
You're a shining star.
Jessica looks a little
How is it standing by Elle McPherson? I gotta ask.
I felt like a midget. I was always like nipple level. I was always just like.
It's like we're Muppet
Hey, it's not a bad place to be. She's the body, right?
How tall is she? Because I mean, I noticed that with a lot of you who stood by her. I was like,
oh, she's
wow.
And she was in heels.
Yeah, I think she's probably 5'10" or 5'11", and then she wears 3 or 4 inch heels. More. I mean, more. Oh my God, she wears
6
Louboutins.
inch.
They're
She's
they're crazy.
up there.
And every time in between, when they would like. Whatever they ended, I can't think of the right word. They cut or whatever. Yeah. She would hold the like, and then she would like reach down and take off her shoes.
Oh, really?
Always, yeah. In between every take, because she would like never walk.
She had on some of those crazy shoes tonight that like the heel went out like this.
Yeah.
I was like, is that Lady Gaga or something? What is it?
Those were really cute.
She's like gonna crawl like this or something.
Those were really cute.
They were cool.
Yeah.
Well, but as our booth is getting the interview up, Pamela, I wanted to ask you. I mean, be it that your focus is men's, what's been your take on the women's designs that you've been seeing? And know that you have one of the contestants sitting on your left.
I know.
Hey, have at it. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Don't
Daniel,
worry
please
about
split
it.
the two of them up. No, just kidding.
One of the dresses
really?
I liked tonight was the color block black, white, and brown, brown, and white dress. I think.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about Kara's?
Maybe Kara's, yeah.
With the
I like
tie.
that dress, yeah. I like that the best.
It was the collar and tie?
I think the high-waisted with the little sheer number earlier.
Nikki.
I think that was very runway, very like editorial, but I'm not sure how sellable it was. I mean, well,
I thought those pants were
didn't
they were
really
little,
sell, right? So.
Either the shoe that was with it, like, or like they were just too short. Like, you know, I didn't like the way they hit.
Yeah, totally.
I remember Nikki being really excited that she had done separates and being really proud of those pieces. And the most frustrating thing for her was that she got a bid on the dress, and then she got no bids on the rest of it, and then they didn't give. Elle just moved on, and she didn't get any critique. So I remember before she went off stage, she's like, so can I just hear what you guys had to say why you didn't buy the pants and the shirt? Because she like finally branched out, but then she got no feedback as to why it didn't work. And so she was like left there like being ushered off stage, and she like went back and she's like, I would like to know. Like it's fine, but I need that feedback.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, because they told her to do it. They challenged her to do it. So it's only fair.
They challenged her to do tailored and structured pieces, but I found that asymmetrical dress was not
it wasn't very
structured. I mean,
as a stylist, Daniel, what did you think of that piece?
I think when you're told to tailor and structure, you need to tailor and structure.
Thank
it really comes down to, you know, I do what I can with what I'm given, and I love what we make of everything, but if it's not what the buyer's looking for, then you're kind of screwed.
Rightfully so.
I think we're trying to get the video up.
Talking, I wasn't going to say segue, but Orly, I believe we have found your exit interview. And if this keeps happening, I'm going to go back there and open a can of bass.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, this is Fashion Star TV.
This is rated
We might have
PG.
to hear until we get it. Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
Let's not gloss over Luciana. I mean, within Orly's kick-ass numbers, we have Luciana, who is grouped with you. Now, she came up with a crop jacket and shorts, as well as the high-waist skirt. Let's chat about that.
You know what? One more second. There's something I wanted to say about you, a comment that you made that I thought was great. You said that, like, you've challenged yourself every single show to come up with something different versus everybody else who was just kind of reinventing the wheel. I thought that was just a great comment.
Thanks. It was hard. Really I mean, it was hard, and towards the end, it started getting frustrating. And I was actually, in that moment when I'm outside talking about it, I was talking about two designers, which is why I texted Luciana and apologized, because I'm like, it was two people, and so it was like I felt in a very frustrated place.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you know, there were some people, and it was lucky for them, but there were some people that came with like designs that they brought from shows that they had previously done, and so they knew that they worked. And in that sense, it's not a negative. They were just lucky in that sense. Like my original line was cut and sew tees. So it's like every single piece I didn't know if it was going to work until we did it, which is why there were so many last minute changes, you know.
Oh,
cool.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Speaking of which.
That's a nice screenshot right there.
You like that?
I like it.
I'm looking like I had a great showing for my last night. And so as far as I'm concerned, I came in fourth.
There are only 3 designers left and only 1 spot. Taryn, who is the last designer going to the finale?
Zamiro, you are moving into the final 3.
I didn't tell him this because if it wasn't true, then I wouldn't want it to be a brat, but I knew it was going to be Zamiro. He's kick-ass, and he's amazing, and I love him, and he's super talented. The one thing I can say is I think that if I was in this show, it would have been a really exciting, wild, fun show.
How amazing were those pants? I thought they fit unbelievably. With the jacket, with that lace detail, I mean, that is something special.
It was difficult for me because I felt like, I don't feel like Ronnie should have been in the top 3. And that was mainly because he didn't sell for 5 weeks. And then he sold 3 of the same dress. To me, that's insane. For me, the biggest thing is I want to take this energy and this momentum that I have right now and make sure that I push it.
This black and white dress is absolutely fantastic. The hourglass shape, very flattering to a woman's body. I think it will do very well at Saks Fifth Avenue.
I'm really excited to get back to New York and kind of run around the city. I want to sit out in the sun with my friends and be as inappropriate as we always are and offend everybody around us with bad language and bad jokes and get drunk on the water. That's what I want.
On the water?
I just love how you looked into the camera when you said that. That's what I want.
That's what I want to do.
You get what you want. I got a feeling you get what you want.
Get drunk on the water. Are you talking about the reservoir?
He asked me my favorite. He asked me my favorite bar to go to, and there's this amazing place called the Frying Pan. And
the Frying Pan.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
The boat basin.
Yeah. And it's just so cool. It's like a ship that was actually like pulled out of the water and that's turned into, and you just get like buckets of beer.
I used to live close to there, 55th and Broadway.
Yeah,
old boat basin.
I used to go walking around that area too.
Walking around?
It's great.
We were all neighbors.
Walking around. She was
strolling, seeing what other people
just
are up to.
strolling, seeing whose couch I could sleep on.
What do you think about your exit interviews? It's your first time you saw it,
My first time seeing it. I mean, I feel like I maybe have some perspective on a few things, but I still agree. I still think that I would have brought a lot of excitement to that finale. I think I would have brought a lot of fun, a lot of innovation, a lot of new ideas. I think it's a real shame I didn't get to show that. I still feel that way. I told Ronnie a little bit about what I had said. And, and I had a hard time with that. I felt like the week that the dress that he had sold, that week to Macy's, the first week, that was the low V with the double lapel, was very similar to the one that H&M bought the next week. And I remember telling him, I said, I have a hard time with it now because we become friends now. We weren't really close on the show. I was like, we become friends now. And so it's like, I just wanted to tell him. And he's like, don't worry. He's like, I said things, everyone said things, it's fine. But I did. I had a hard time because I was like, my chunk of not selling happened to be in the middle. And so it was like, it was too close to the finale, whereas like his chunk of not selling was like the whole beginning. So it's like, it was hard to feel all of a sudden like you like sort of didn't matter anymore. Yeah. And it definitely was upsetting, even though going into it, I did know, because I remember Zamir and I lined up and we saw the lineup and I leaned over, I'm like, I know exactly what's going to happen. And he looks back at me. I'm like, it's Kara's in, Nikki's out, Ronnie's in, Luciana's out, and it's going to be between you and me. And he looked at me. He's like, don't you? I'm like, it is between. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
As the minute that he did it, the two of us just looked at each other and we just grabbed hands. And I'm like, all right, let's freaking do this thing. It was exactly. You could just tell by the lineup.
Yeah.
You could tell by Ronnie's critique. That night they loved him that night. There was no way.
For some reason.
There was no way. They were
it
just
did come out of nowhere, I'll be honest. The love for him has kind of come out of nowhere the past few weeks.
It was really
But I will commend you on very classy exit.
Yes.
Because I've witnessed a lot of exit interviews. I've hosted The Bachelor. I know what happens when girls get kicked off TV shows.
To The Bachelor.
I'm just saying, girls getting kicked off TV shows does not usually go over well.
And her hair looked really pretty.
Oh my God, you look fabulous.
I love that
you look fabulous, and you were glowing. Your face was just glowing. You were happy, and you were proud of yourself. And I think we were all proud of you. So
thank you.
Nice
everyone in my world, I'll just say this quick. I'm so glad. I'm not glad that you were kicked off on this episode, but I'm so glad that they know your fate, because they all expected you to win, and I couldn't tell them that you wouldn't. So now they at least know.
That's actually what's so funny is as soon as the New York feed, I watched it at a production office, and as soon as the New York feed went, I had a sense of relief of contractually, I haven't given anything away, and my exit's out, I can talk about it.
So
there
good.
was a sense of
relief.
Well, I mean, you could see, there was obviously a respect level with all of you there, but at the end of the day, too, it is a competition. You guys were there individually to win. But you carried yourself so great.
Oh, thank you.
I like that you're a firecracker.
I have clients requesting stuff from her already. I have her and a few other contestants, and it's just so fun to see the whole world is receiving the show so well. And they're excited not only to buy the product that is out there for everybody, but they want exclusive stuff.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so exciting.
Be careful with those exclusives.
I know.
Well, we're going to find out from you, Orly, what's next for you in our special segment. Great. But just to finish off, again, not to gloss over, but Luciana.
Luciana, give her some love.
The crop jacket, the shorts, the high-waist skirt.
I love her crop. Do you love the crop jackets, right?
Yeah, I thought it was really cute, but...
Not necessarily this way, but in general. It wasn't a bad idea. They sold really well the first time. The first ones were super cute. This one was not as much.
No, I thought it looked really... Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that, overall, I think crop jackets work. It's just this one wasn't her best idea.
I thought it looked moderate. I thought it looked dated. We talked about that as we watched it. What did you guys think about Luciana's jacket?
I think I probably said
She pretty
my
much
piece.
said it.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I have shorts that look like that, without the tie, but The shorts I could see with a tank top and sandals or something, like not with a blazer. It was like too constricting, but not.
Yeah, it was also one of those things where I just wasn't sure. When you see something on runway, you want to know where you're going to wear it to. And we talk about this on Project Runway all the time. Like, where can you wear that? That was something where I couldn't place it.
Well, it was supposed to be for work. They wanted her to challenge herself to dress her work woman, and it didn't happen for me.
I wasn't expecting that from her. I just didn't get the taste level. I didn't get the fashion. It was very dress barn. Sorry.
Yeah. Pamela, I see you nodding your head over there.
The same thing, like,
Let's go, girl. Break it down.
Nothing wrong with dress barn, but I'm just saying, it's just, it didn't fit any of the retailers that were sitting on the panel. Let's just say that.
I agree. We said there's a store called 579.
Oh, yeah. Very familiar.
I
All through high school, me and my girlfriends.
And that's where it belongs.
We stop at the mall.
I feel like, I don't know.
You and your
I know you're friends with her, but.
No, yeah.
Girls. Friends that are girls. Let's get back there.
Unfortunately, she got nada.
But we love her.
Offers.
She's precious.
But we love Luciana. She's been a cutie throughout the show.
She's so sweet.
I still want that pink and silver jacket.
Yeah, that
was a good one.
That was
I know, she called in and was like, sorry, I can't redo it. I'm like,
we're like,
dadgummit.
Yeah, that was great.
Fabric was killer.
Yeah.
On to group 3. We got Nikki and Ronnie.
Well, let's talk about Ronnie first, since we kind of have touched on him a little bit.
We've been touching on him.
He did that.
I mean, not personally, but
a menswear inspired dress and that like woman's like power suit from the 80s, like
I love the power suit.
I love a woman in a white suit.
Me too.
Zerko YSL, I think, did something like that. What did we think?
Well, I love the white suit. I mean, I think we both looked at each other and said maybe a little more tailoring, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was a little baggy. It just looked really big. Like it could have been.
It was that borderline of looking a little on the slouch side where it shouldn't be.
But the detailing on the jacket was cool. The low V thing.
That's what I loved. The detailing was unbelievable.
For a woman. Yeah.
It was like the double lapel.
Yeah, it was great.
The dresses, I was kind of just in the middle. I mean, they were nice dresses, but I wasn't wowed with them the way that others seemed to be.
I liked the black and white number. I was surprised to see it go to 110K from H&M.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, it's the drop waist. It's just
know that I loved
it's
the
a
drop
flattering
waist.
cut on a lot of different body types. I think that's why it probably went so big.
Yeah.
And over to the couch. What do you think?
What do you guys think?
Come on. Add on.
It was not. This week wasn't my favorite of what he's done.
Right.
The printed. I liked the white suit more than the printed.
Yeah.
The printed reminded me of like
what you're
fancy
saying.
pajamas or something.
Yeah,
like a really like, sort of situation. But yeah, I mean, that's the one thing. You can have different style. I remember saying very specifically we just have different aesthetics. We just have different style, and so it's hard to critique. Like that's what the same issue we had when we went into interview. Like I had a hard time critiquing anyone's designs because I'm like, well, we're different designers for a reason. Like I would never design that because I would probably never buy it. I would design for what I'm gonna wear. But like, there's a million people out there who do, and like all the buyers and all the mentors jock his shit. So like, there's obviously an audience out there, So that was my big thing. Is I was like, well, I don't personally dig it, but like I can't argue with success. I can't argue with the fact that everyone loves him. I mean, he's clearly very talented. Like, it's hard to.
Well, I get what you're saying, and I mean, just a quick departure from this topic, going back to the top of the show with Nicole showing her line. It was that same kind of thing. I was like,
oh yeah, we missed that.
I mean, I thought it was beautiful. I liked a few pieces. Overall, not really my thing, but she had a couple really nice.
For the bohemian customer, they're going to be all over that stuff. Like they're going to love it. But
there was one look, the pink and the orange. I was like a little too Tory Burch-ish. It was the pattern was too preppy looking for some reason.
I'm excited to see Jessica's next week.
Yeah,
it was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are gonna die when you see her the setup for her show.
No, it's good. It's out of control. Like Nicole's was the lamps were so beautiful when they had them all set up because we were styling it. I remember.
And I obviously assume you.
I styled it with Nicole and her whole team and everybody, and we actually took a Sunday to do it because we didn't want to like spend a work day doing it. We had other things to do, so I was like, let's just dive in to Winter Kate and House of Harlow, and we just had the entire production office covered in bohemian stuff. And there were so many pieces we didn't even use, and there were so many shoes and jewelry because we didn't even use the shoes. That in the end we decided against it. So
it came off great. I mean, the stage was set, the atmosphere was on point for the styles that were coming out. And the music, I mean,
so good.
It was like, it made you want it. We branded, we branded it along with what her vision is, and it was so cool.
That is so true. It made you want it.
And we talked about that
the
last show about branding and whatnot, and how people perceive your line, and you want to evoke that feeling.
She set a great example, I think.
She did.
And for Jessica next week too, even I've talked to her team, and they have the whole website ready. Like JessicaSimpson.com is ready for the craze of everybody to dive into it and buy everything off the runway.
Nice. So that's cool. We're looking forward to that one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The finale.
I know.
All right, let's get through this last one.
Finishing up, so that's Ronnie. 110 from H&M and Macy's.
50K for the white.
50K. Like I said, that white suit I thought was great. Just a little more tailored. And Nikki, we glossed.
Nikki.
We spoke about the asymmetrical, maybe not so much asymmetrical. And the pants and blouse. I wasn't a big fan of the pants either. I liked the way it started. I just didn't like that they were so. I didn't like that they were so short.
I'm with you.
That's just me.
Yeah, me too.
Other opinions?
Me too. I'm with you.
Couch.
Yeah.
I want to hear what this one has to say.
I don't know if they were meant. That's one of those. I don't know if they were meant to be, or if like if it was a mistake, then it should have been flats. Yeah, like I don't know what the situation was there. You know.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I know. I mean, I know like I feel like Nikki gets it. She would know that. I think it probably was just like a situation with shoes or something. Yeah.
I still don't think she was tailored enough. You know, just like you said, they asked for tailored and structured. I don't think she really gave that.
The one thing I do have to say about Nikki, though, in her defense, is that she is leaving the show with one of the most specific brands.
Yeah.
Like you do know Nikki,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so in
She's
that
Prince,
sense, she did do her job going there for her business to say like I didn't waver, I didn't like you know what I'm about.
Right.
So in that sense, I do have to applaud her for never really giving in. You know, no matter how much people maybe wanted it.
I hear you.
Okay.
Well, with that in mind, that was the end, and now we go on to, of course,
the results.
Bringing all of you up.
Yeah.
It's time for the results. We have Kara in, we have Ronnie in, and we have Zamira. I'm going to do that from now on.
It's so good. You do it really well. I hope he's watching. He'll be proud.
Well, I keep asking him to call in. Brother, really? Menswear to menswear? What's going on?
We'll text him this week and force him.
Yes,
there you go.
please.
I love it. Well, congratulations to the top three. Really looking forward. And
I'm really glad to
Orly,
see Kara there. I just send this to her because she's just so humble and sweet, and you see it in her eyes, the eagerness every time she's talking to one of the mentors or the buyers. She's just like, I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
So good at
you know?
It's so
and it's so real. It's not. It's just her. It's like her soul is just out there, and you just see it. She wears it on her sleeve.
You want to hug her.
Oh yeah.
She was a teacher,
you wanna
and
root
now
for
she's
her.
being taught.
I
You know,
feel-
you
yeah.
can see she's now
so
a student.
I feel like she has
Daniel.
tears in her eyes all the
love it.
time.
She does.
I feel like she's always
She's
a
so
little
great.
teary-eyed.
I think
And always.
you bunch of crybabies.
all of us. I said we're all a bunch. We all just started crying. Well, at first, so Ronnie starts
It was-
crying, and then I look
was
over, and
adorable.
Zamira goes like this and looks back, and I thought Zamira was laughing, and so I turn around, and I'm like, I remember looking and being like, that's not nice. Stop it. And then he comes back around, and he's crying, and then I'm like, oh. Then I start like, and then we all like, it was just a mess for all of us.
You guys at that point all looked like such a close,
we-
a close knit family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were.
It was incredible to
Yeah.
watch. It really was. We applaud you.
Thanks.
You did such an
do.
amazing job.
I love watching you all
And the
over
rest of
again.
you.
I love doing it and then living it and then
I
watching
know.
it.
I was like, what I would give to go back for like a week, like go back for like one challenge,
Yeah.
like live in that awful hotel again and just like do it all over again.
Well, before we go to commercial, we've got a caller on the line, I believe. Do we? Booth?
Yeah, we've got time for a quick call.
We've got time for a quick call.
Looking around, in comparison to what I created, there were a lot of.
What
That was Edmund.
that?
I think that was Edmund's voice.
Was that Edmund?
And commercial.
Okay, well, with that in mind, we're going to go to commercial. And when we come back from commercial, we're going to find out what's going on with Little Miss Men's Fashion Week LA over there. And Orly, what's you've got going on next.
Orly.
Broke City.
Can't wait. Broke City, bitch. Broke City, bitch.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Well, I'll tell you what I want to buzz about. I want to buzz about the beautiful women on the couch right now. That being said, Pamela.
Yes.
What you got going on, girl? I want to know what's up with Men's Fashion Week LA. What have you got coming up? What's going on? What can we expect? Give us the goods.
Okay. Well, you can expect Men's Fashion Week to
Get a little closer. Don't be shy.
To debut probably in October this year. This is going to be like a little soft launch. And then in January, we'll actually do Men's Fashion Week. So it'll be like 4 or 5 days. And then throughout the years and season, it will evolve.
And we're all expecting invitations.
Invitations? You can get a front row seat to Vocari.
Of course.
We'd be talking.
We'd be talking.
We've been talking. That would be really, really cool.
We're actually in touch with a few media partners. So that could be, I mean, it could get really, really big.
Yeah. I'm excited.
That's so exciting.
I'm kind of looking at this like to be part of the first time you do this. I'd be like, oh,
fantastic.
Good
it's
grief.
going to be very major, very major. I can't drop any names or say anything yet.
No,
contracts
we
haven't
know.
been signed, but
It's incredible, though.
But there's some cool. There are some cool things happening, and I just love the fact that you've taken it away from having to do with the Women's Fashion Week. I mean, this is men's. We are so low.
Yes.
And this is incredible.
And the press in LA, they get really frustrated when there's like LA Fashion Week, but there's like 7 different venues and it's all over the place. They don't know where to go. People are competing. So it's like, I would just like to disassociate Men's Fashion Week LA. And Mercedes-Benz stopped doing the women's show a few years ago because it was all about the parties. And it's like Men's Fashion Week is buyers.
Yep.
You know, celebrities, obviously.
Which is what we want.
Publicists, you know, people who need to be there. Stylists.
I think it's ironic that you're not a man. Yet this is something that is
this
like
is the best way to meet one.
Ah, there you go.
This is a great premise for a movie.
Looky
She
there.
creates Men's Fashion Week to
She's
find her
no
next
dummy.
husband.
Yeah.
Or her next 12 husbands get locked
I
down
think we
the
just
runway.
found a reality show for
I
you.
know
I'm with you.
We're writing this movie. It's on. It's
Yes.
Well, that's amazing. Pamela, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We're
Where
looking
can-
forward to big things. Where can people find you? How can we follow Men's Fashion Week LA?
Men's Fashion Week LA has a Twitter page. It's MENSFWLA.
So at Men's FWLA.
Yes.
Cool. And you have a website as well. Just same thing, right?
follow you right now.
mensfwla.com?
Yes.
Awesome.
Boom.
And I've checked out the website and I can say it is the bomb. Oh, that was another throwback.
I'm all about the throwbacks today. What is this?
Today.
What?
He's got a little soul in him today, Chris.
I'm
Look at that.
feeling it. I'm
It's the
feeling
brown
it.
power. We brought
The
it out.
I'm telling you, I'm like,
Yes.
you both got to like
him.
Twin Towers here. Speak it.
Not the greatest reference, but yes. It's okay. It's okay.
I think I missed that one.
Oh,
It's
boy.
okay.
Thank God. Zoom. Oh,
It's
that
all right.
was another.
And
bad
moving
one.
on.
So
Moving on.
yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Sweetie, again, watching you, we grew with you. And your line, you definitely have your signature. It's stamped. What can we expect from you? What's going on?
So I'm moving forward with Tuck and West, which is my brand.
Tuck and West. How'd you come up with that?
It's cut and sew backwards.
Oh my God.
Shut the front door.
I will
love
not shut
that.
it. I will leave it open.
I love that.
Well, because originally the line was essentially like an American Apparel splendid type, like cozy knits, but everything was convertible. So you could wear the tees many ways, wear them forwards and backwards. So they were cut and sew tees that you could reverse. So the name is Tuck and West, but it's now grown into a full collection. And so the first thing we're doing this coming Monday on the 14th on tuckandwest.com on the website, we're selling the new Broke City tees, which are like,
people have been asking like crazy.
yeah, I'm so excited. The response has been so sick. I can't even believe it. But yeah, it's basically like a knit line inspired of like just having a sense of humor about your financial situation. So they say like overdrawn or like strapped or dead broke city. Yeah, so they're cute and they're fun and they're really great fashion.
You're wearing
knits.
a Broke City right now, right?
Yeah, I'm wearing this one's Broke City.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're really fun and they're cute. And so those are going to be this coming Monday the 14th on tuckandwest.com. And then
very cool.
Now, can people also find it in a retailer?
No, not yet. We're doing
the
first.
Okay.
We're doing the first round online.
Okay.
And we're talking with retailers now about, as we expand. So
I
we have like
get
new
that.
styles and stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of that process. And then we're building out the full collection. So a lot of the pieces from the show are going to be included.
You're going to be in there?
Yeah, which I'm really pumped.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
You're going to make a lot of people happy.
yeah, I'm excited. I mean, some pieces have to be changed contractually. They've got to be changed to a certain degree.
Really?
Yeah, that was, they own that piece. So you have to change it by, a certain percentage. So
I was
some of
gonna
those
ask
pieces
about
will
that.
be changed.
Okay.
Pieces that didn't get bought that everyone wanted are going to be in there. And then just another, just an expanded collection. But I'm pumped because, like, I feel like I took one of the best critiques that I got from Caprice was she's like, we love your convertibility, we love that multifunctionality, but think of it as an exclamation point on a strong sentence, not the sentence itself.
Right.
She's like, just don't go just for
That is great
convertibility.
feedback.
It was so great.
That is
So
good.
a lot of the pieces I have like simple functionality to them. Nothing zips off and comes apart, except for I'm doing the zip skirt. But aside from that,
No, that's great.
everything is
That's like a staple item.
Yeah, it's
everyone
great.
needs a zip skirt.
Yeah. We have like good, like I have a really great like wraparound skirt, and the inner lining is a print, but you can reverse it, so you can wear the print on the outside and the solid, so like just really great, like
That's
simple.
awesome.
So I'm pumped. So
It
those
probably
we're,
has
we're
better
building.
hanger
That's
appeal
dope.
too.
Much
Because
better.
sometimes with that stuff, it gets
You never
a
know
little
what it does.
you
Yeah,
don't know
it's
what
too
it
complicated.
does, and it's hard to see in a hanger.
Yeah. So it's cool. So that's all. I'm really excited.
Wow.
Nice.
Love it.
Getting there.
Now, and how can people follow you? Yes, that was for you.
That was nice.
How can people follow you? Get a little more closer to.
You can follow me on the Twatter. It's at Orly Shani.
love this
So it's
girl.
just my name, Orly Shani.
Okay.
I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. There's a public Facebook page, which is /Orly Shani FS, which is for
Okay.
Fashion Star. And I'm on there all the time. And I'd say those are probably. And then Tuck and West. I mean, I do blogs. Like the homepage is a blog. So I blog everything. I have videos. I have photos. My Instagram forwards there. Like Tuck and West homepage is really like a hub for all things.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
that's TUC.
And
right?
the
TUC.
Broke City stuff is going to be on Tuck and West.
Yeah, it'll be
Okay.
on tuckandwest.com. It'll become the homepage.
Cool,
Will be the shop
I'm so
page.
excited.
Monday. Yeah,
No
it's gonna be
doubt
great.
about it.
What's wrong with you tonight?
I don't know, man. It's just
another era.
Are you-
It's the brown power, just like Pamela
I'm the only
said.
guy in here, and you're asking me
this is
what's
true.
going on.
It's true.
I could tell you,
We gotta give you a break.
but then I'd have to kill
Going to
you.
the dark side.
What?
Well, thank you guys so much for being here with us. It's been
It's
so
been a
much
pleasure.
fun.
So
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
big
having
round of applause.
Big round of applause.
Yes.
The show is great.
From AfterBuzz. Well, as we send off the show, the only thing I can think of is saying we got a finale next week.
Finale.
And the pick
And now, your AfterBuzz
for the win.
TV.
For the win, I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to go with Kara.
I've actually been saying Orly for this entire
We did,
time.
just so you know.
Yeah,
we
I'm
said
not-
you last week.
I'm not joking. Like, I've been saying it the entire time we've been doing this.
Yes.
But I think I'm going to go Ronnie. Switch it up.
Ooh.
Really switch it up.
You almost you kind of took me back.
I know.
It's good. Okay, you're on, Canden.
I'm also going to go with Kara.
I am going to pass it on. No. I'm going to say Kara, although I really want Zamiro. I want you, brother. Dude, I know I've said some stuff. It's all been just constructive criticism because I really love you, and I think that your stuff is
Like he
amazing.
loves you.
No, not that way.
And you know what?
Come on now. That's how rumors get started.
Maybe he'll like it.
And going to the couch now, I know, Pamela, you said you haven't seen everything, but up until this point, who would your pick be for next for the win? Zamiro.
You just like him because he's cute.
He is cute.
Well,
Now,
we got to, and obviously we're not able
gonna
to
ask
Orly because.
Now, Pamela, would you reach out to Zamiro for Men's Fashion Week?
Zamiro.
Yeah,
for sure. This is an official solicitation.
Yeah. Someone needs to call in and connect with Pamela here. You
There
might
you
get yourself
go.
a place in Men's Fashion Week.
There you
I'm
go.
just saying.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Well, that's all from us here at the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. We look forward to seeing you next week for NBC's Fashion Star finale.
Come dressed to impress.
Is going to be incredible. Dressed to impress everybody, and we just might have some more surprises for you. So be sure to tune in.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good luck, Orly.
Thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.